Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to our beloved teacher Dr. Kamarina. We are from group 5. Our group consists of 6 people. Today, in this video, we are going to present about the documentary of Santa's workshop inside China's slave labor toys factories. There are 3 parts in this video, which are the introduction, where are we going to summarize about the video. Second, relate and reviews part, where we are going to talk about the relation of the video with our course principles of management. And lastly, part is about the lesson that we have learned after watching the documentary videos.
After I watched the documentary video of Santa's workshop inside China's slave labor toy factories, I can summarize that many toy factories in China employ young women workers more than men workers. According to the factory manager, he said that more than 90% of workers in the factory are women. He said that many women are employed because they are easy to manage and control. Secondly, for the past decade, the labor rate in China was cheap. The workers didn't even have guaranteed minimum wages. They get paid for how fast they work, and it depends on their ability from day to day. If they work the slowest, they only earn about 300 yuan, and if they work a little fast, they can earn around 400 to 500 yuan. Workers had to live their lives inside the factory because their wages wouldn't last long outside the factory walls. Moreover, many toy factories in China breach rules and violate human rights. Through the COVID interviews, the journalists learned that the workers are often forced to work 14 hours a day for 7 days a week. According to the quality control manager, they have written in their policy that every worker should be entitled to 1 free day a week and cannot exceed local regulation on maximum working hours, and these rules are not applied in most toy factories in China. Furthermore, many toy factories in China was in a very poor environment. The environment in the company is very hot due to the high temperature of plastic material used. The plastic material is around 200 degrees Celsius, and it is said that the temperature inside of the factory is higher during the summertime, which makes it so uncomfortable for the employees there. It becomes even hotter inside the department where the toy vehicle parts are cased. Other than that, the manager neglecting the welfare of workers. Even the noise level in the factory is very high. Only a few workers are wearing earmuffs. Protective equipment is inadequate or even non-existent. The workers also say that they burn and cut themselves and leave scars marked on their arms, and there is no action was taken by the factory manager to help the injured worker.
Next, many negative elements are found in this documentary about Santa's workshop, which referring to the topic we have studied in Principle of Management. Based on the documentary, factory workers are forced to work overtime and have no days off. They have to carry out their duties for 14 hours every day for a week. Furthermore, workers were not given complete necessities and facilities due to the very hot condition inside the factory. This will be detrimental to the physical and mental condition of the workers, especially in the summer. Therefore, manager play an important role in showing good behavior and concern to employees. For example, manager can show caring for the health of workers and factory condition for the safety and convenience of workers in carrying out duties.
Some of the toy factories were located along the Dongjiang River. The factories throw untreated waste such as mercury, phosphorus, and ammonia to the river. This can lead to the destruction of the environment. Based on the documentary, the river became the main source of food and irrigation for the poor people who lived nearby. This situation led to food poisoning and health problems among women. This situation led to food poisoning and health problems for humans. This action certainly contradicts with the topic managing ethics and social responsibility. The toy factory must be concerned about the green movement and sustainability. The factory also needs to provide a safe and clean environment to the society. In addition, the toy factory based in Shenzhen used bad alternative to cut the cost of the production. The toy factory hired cheap and underage laborers. The workers only get paid 700 until 800 yuan only if they work overtime until 10 p.m. until 11 p.m. As mentioned in managerial decision making, the managers always make bad decisions due to initial impression, judgment based on their past decisions, and emotion. The high demand from the European countries makes the managers think selfishly to keep the price low for the customers. Moreover, the workers were paid for not telling the truth to the controller. During the inspection, the managers already prepared appropriate answers for the workers, so the controllers do not aware about the real situation. If the workers follow the instruction, they will get a few tips. This situation happened when the managers failed to have good management skills. Some of the causes of management failure are lack of personal integrity and inability to develop communication skills. The manager fails to follow the right skills such as human skills, conceptual skills, and technical skills, and lead to dishonesty among the managers.
Okay, move to the next point, which is workers are prohibited to joining the trade union. Chinese workers are prohibited to perform the trade union. This action made the workers unable to articulate the problems they face in the factory. According to Han Dongfang, the human rights activist, there is only one union, law, which is an official union, but it was controlled by the Communist Party. The organization was controlling workers to make sure they do not know anything about the union. This action is contradicts with the evolution of management thinking. There are 4 subfields in the classical perspective that are related to this issue, which are scientific management, bureaucratic organization, administrative principles, and management science. From the subtopics, managers should know that employees have the right to express the problems they face. Managers can use scientific management to improve efficiency and labor productivity. Next, division of labor with clear definitions of authority and responsibility must be taken seriously by the managers because it is one of the ideal bureaucracies. The managers also should know about the administrative principles that are focused on the entire organization. Besides, the managers need to use the management science, which are applying mathematics, statistics, and other quantitative techniques to management, decision making, and problem solving. Hence, these are the important things that need to be taken seriously as managers so that the workers can do their work comfortably and efficiently.
Today I want to talk about the lesson that we have learned from the documentary. A lot of lessons that we have learned from the documentary video. One of it is the product meet the market demand. As we can see, the producers are wise because they have the idea to produce goods that are able to maximize consumer demands. We can see that the product has a high demand from the consumer, and the manufacturer, of course, need to produce good comparable. Thus, for sure that the consumer are ready to pay the extra cost for the demand. Next, the weakness in terms of modern machines. Nowadays, the manufacturing sectors is increasingly competing with each other to be the best. Therefore, they need to upgrade machines in the process of manufacturing product. So, in this way, to some extent, can improve the quality of product over time. After that, most of manufacturing sectors produce pollution. As revealed by the residents around the factory, they say we use river water for gardening, and it was found that the river water was dirty and not fresh as a result of dumping from the factory waste. Moreover, this pollution is very dangerous not only to the surrounding population but also the animals in the river are also life-threatening.
Okay, my next point is, what is the lesson that I can learn from the documentary? One of the lessons that I can learn is lack of empathy. the management of the factory is lacking of empathy. They didn't care enough about the workers. They didn't put themselves into their workers' shoes. Their workers work for almost 12 hours every day. Even some of them work for 14 hours every day. But they just get paid for like $700 to $800. So this is not fair for the workers. My next point is, another lesson that I can learn is the lack of humanity. The suppliers and the customers is lacking of humanity. This can be proven when the representative of the suppliers come to the factory and they only care about their products and their market values, I guess, and they only tell the management of the factory about what is the new product that they want to be processed and manufactured. So they didn't care enough about the workers' welfare, the working environment. They didn't care at all about the factory environment. All they think about is their products. This brings to my next point. Another lesson that I can learn is the risky environment of the factory. The factory is not safe enough for the workers. The workers often injured themselves while working. The injuries happen such as burning their fingers, hurt their fingers. This happen because lack of safety tools such as earmuffs, gloves. They didn't have enough of that safety tools, so the workers injured themselves. My next point is the discrimination. My next lesson that I can learn from the documentary is the discrimination that exists in the factory itself and also in the industry. The factory management chose 90% of the women because they think women are easy to manage. So they also prefer workers who live far away from the factory because they can pay them cheaper than the local residents. That's all from me.